Today is to show everyone where I'm coming from. I put these messages out here so y'all can get some of the wisdom and gathering, some of the understanding of the Father delivered through me. I am not perfect. I'm just here to do what I need to do for the Father. It is not my will. Let the Father will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give him the glory. I am just doing what I'm supposed to do. Doing what I owe. What is necessary. He didn't have to use me. He didn't have to call out my name. He didn't even have to recognize me. But I appreciate all of it from the bottom of my heart. And he knows this. But I always say to all of you, I am not perfect. But the world will always try to use some methods to try to destroy you, or to try to tamper with you, or to even try to confuse you. One thing I know, and I will never agree with, no one hurting kids, touching kids, or doing anything to a child. I agree upon none of that. I don't care what other people want to deal with or even want to accept. Some things is not to be acceptable. I understand that everyone has a past, but they could have got help, and they didn't have to never go that route. And then when you get out here, sell somebody else's child, and they give up their bodies when you made them feel empty in the inside while you gather your riches. I will never agree with that. And everything that's like that deserves its punishment. And anybody make these false allegations against people that they haven't done that, they shall be punished too. Because some people do that in this world. You have a lot of people trying to get rid of certain people and making false statements against them. This is a shameful world we live in, where people brutalize lies to convict people and never using the truth, standing on the truth. Some people use their hearts where their hearts have been broken and come back with vengeance to hurt someone that did not really hurt them. See, the type of understanding I am here to give. I am love. I don't know how to do nothing but love you. And I'm not the type to throw things in none of your face. If I did, you would have heard it. I'm not the one to bring confusion. I'm the one that comes to you. Learn a lesson, give a lesson, and I hope we stay together and be blessed. No woman can tell you that I brought confusion in their life. They will try to make up lies. Some, but some won't. I have been convicted by the tongues, but I also understand the problems that I brought into your life and what I have done, and I own up to my wrongness. See, some things scars and hurt, but one thing about it, I can own up to the pain that I gave anyone. See, I will never back down in telling nothing but the truth, and the truth shall set me free, and so should it set you free too, if you really stand on the truth. But what I learned, a lot of people don't. A lot of people want to make themselves good and never want to talk about the things that's hidden. And I understand that. That's why I have to leave them behind. Because their words are not pure. Even the energy they send out is not pure. I understand when I turned my back and looked at you smoke, your face like you never had a feeling in your life for me. And I never done you wrong. But I understand it's the spirit that you carry. It's not you. That's why I never judged you. And I'll never judge you all. But I talk about things because they are the truth. These things can help other people get over humps and not become evil or judgmental to other individuals. It doesn't matter how much money you make or how many cars or clothes that you have. You do not wake up in the morning disrespecting anyone. If you are not here to help, why are you talking? Why are you here? Leave. Go about your business. Tell the truth and stop faking. See, a lot of these churches and mosques and all these things, they say they are godly, here for the take, and hiding some of the evilest things in the world, but saying they're from the Creator when they're actually from the creature. A lot of people present bad programs, force things into the world because that's what they like, images. And they love the money because they think the money is going to get them far. Money can never buy love. Actually, it can eliminate love. Everyone that has the money can tell you that love is the hardest thing to find. Everything that comes in your path, they will create babies and they will cheat because of the money. They will cheat even more. They will break your heart in 6,000 places because they do not understand. They must live the same life like before they even got the money. It was never about the money or the fame. It was about them finding out who they really are. See, they couldn't escape the money, so they will challenge. Most of them fail. It's not too many people that can win. They go along with the program and get down with what is evil just to stay up in the money game, because they don't understand it is not about the money. The devil always is about power, where you can control people and lead them, make them go down any road or path that you choose them to go. That is like the devil at play, and a lot of y'all has crossed people's minds where there have been many lives lost by the imageries. It is time to grow up. Stop playing Humpty Dumpty. Stop playing the old lady that live in the shoe. Stop playing all these nursery rhymes. If you can remember, the nursery rhymes became your life. So there was truth in them. I want you to find love. Communicate with it. Combine your strength with it. Two must become one. This is how the world works. This is how the Creator worked. He brought us here to multiply, but in harmony, peace, love, and never static. Static is the worst thing that can be given, because static, you can't even static. All it do is separates itself and breaks up the molecules. We must come back to our rightful stand. We must stand with the Father Bow to the Father. Honor the Father. Whatever sign or symbol or word that's delivered, we must listen and go to the Father to ask for the truth, no matter who gives the word, no matter if it's me or anyone behind me. It doesn't make a difference. Go to the Father and seek the truth, because there are many people that's false, and they are looking for different things. They're looking to be noticed. They look to be in power. Strength is in the Creator. That's all we need. And we will stay with the Creator and never bow into the creature. Never will be. It will be a loss of life before we even take a bow. I've been through a lot of things in this world. People touring with me. People playing the game, but thinking I'm asleep, like I'm not ahead of them. I've been ahead of them the whole time, and knowing who was throwing the stones, but it was not important to me. We are grasping from the bottom like grasshoppers, trying to find a way through the earth and see who the real enemies are. A lot of y'all was just focused on the bottom and never ever focused on the people that was pulling the strings to keep you in bondage. A lot of y'all lost hope, built your physical frame, but your mental was washed up. Every time a woman went out there and done something wrong, you wanted to put your hand on her, or even try to murder her, because you couldn't even deal with yourself. You were a broken child. She didn't see it until she started making changes in her life, trying to say she wanted to go out, and then she put on her dress and you just snapped. I knew what type of men you were. She didn't know. She thought she had a good man. She thought she had a person that she can love and build with. But that man was nothing but destruction. He was already broken. He come out of the house broken. It didn't matter how much money a man had. But some of them get rich to hide their brokenness. They were squares, as we said. But now they call themselves men because they have benefit off a product, basketball, football, baseball. It doesn't matter what game they came from. They're still the same person. You see so many broken people that's making so much money that they wind up with 200 million and wind up broke. But look who they helped. No one. They made the poor poor and they made the rich richer. They never even came back to help their own people. It wasn't about giving the money. You could have bought apartment buildings and everything, lowered the rent, but no, you raised the rent. So you didn't even love your people. You tried to raise them right out of their own communities. That's why we have so much poor people on the street. And in America, it shouldn't be no poor people. After all the things they stole, all the countries they invaded, everything they have took and still taking, how could they be poor in America? When they say land of the free, where are they free? Free to do what? When they have to throw a fishing rod into the ocean or the sea, they have to get papers for it. So who can own the ocean and the sea? No one. But look, now they're at war, telling you what part of the sea you can go into. These are vicious people. Very controlling. Well, we have to pay for water and electric. Something's supposed to be free. Medical. Something's supposed to be free. You have a society taking advantage of the whole world. And the world has no clue who's in control. Just because you can walk up and down the street and sing songs on each end, what if the police pull up on you? And then they asking you all these questions. It shows you you don't even have control. But then when they get out of line, when the people come after them, it shows them that they have no control neither. So both of y'all are pawns in this mastermind game. But both of y'all been put in a position to convict each other, to snake each other, or destroy each other. It didn't make a difference how you look at it, what you wear. It is all the same. Well, some people think they're doing better than others because one side is out there selling something, but the other side really think they're not selling something too. So both people are confused, just like the nations. They call themselves black and white. They are foolish because this system has created these things to keep you separated and to make you think you more superior than the other. We know that black made everything in the world because it has so many different shades, and you also know that your shade come from us. Why are you playing foolish? Why are you playing dumb? You shouldn't even be playing that in these days when you know the truth now. A lot of y'all have woken up to the truth but still trying to hide the truth, who your mothers and fathers are. The whole world know they come from the black man and the black woman. The whole world know we birthed you. But what we did, we fell into the back of the line because the world took upon themselves to confuse us. They made a treaty to keep us at the back line for us to never find out who we are and to drag us down with emptiness and confuse us and use static to wash our brains out and replace it with falsehood. We were taught falsehood in the 12-step program in schools. We were never taught the proper knowledge and the real history. We were taught fake history, all this false stuff that we can never use in nothing. And when we go out from the schools and college, we will never use none of this information anyway because it was dead. It wasn't information. It was fake math that gave you kindergarten. And you was reading on the kindergarten level. And the definitions really mean something else. But we fed the English definitions, knowing that in English, the only part of English, the mathematics is quotation marks, periods, and you get the methods. Them are mathematical symbols. This is the only math that we deal with in the English words. These people have lied to you so long, and you still biting their lies. See, you say that I wanted attention. Yes, I wanted attention to only to tell you the truth. To only feed you the proper game. How these people has appointed each other in certain spots. And then when people went against the word, they came back to assassinate their own people because they didn't agree with what they was dishing out. See, all the things that you see today was already orchestrated, was already put in effect. If you don't believe me, then watch how it's being lined up. You understand me? I know a lot of y'all seen military people passing y'all on the highway before all this even took place. These people was preparing for a mass murder all over the world, and it's already being in place right now. That's why you seen the stone places where y'all thought that people would be planted in Muammar. They was already putting these things up because they was facing the world war that was coming upon them. Obama was the president that calmed it down. Remember, if you go into the book of Ezekiel, he said prophesy. And then when Ezekiel prophesied, all it did was held back the war that was supposed to happen right then and there. The church didn't give you this understanding because the church was bought by politics a long time ago. They merged together and they was only winging y'all and teaching y'all falsehood and leading y'all in a direction where y'all will never meet God or even hear from God or even see God or even understand what the Holy Spirit is. See, a lot of y'all was sitting down there going down the path because y'all chose the path that they want y'all to choose instead of the narrow path. If you knew about the Christ, you understood to take the narrow path. It was going to be a bumpy road. You was going to go through a lot of physical pain and a lot of emptiness where everybody going against you, your mother's fathers, your sisters and brothers, and everybody you come encounter with putting knives in your body, and you had to deal with that and not judge them. It is not being convicted. It is having the understanding that you are in a world and the world is confused and the world is evil and completing so much evil that the soil was so bad that every time people move out and new people move in, the same things is happening. See, they understand that what the people going to do because they already set it up to see how roaches will move once you give them and then you take these things away. They will act like animals, that they will fight against each other. You are already tested. They never left you alone. They've been watching you for quite some time, so they already knew the ones that will hold their composure. And then when you go into the hospital, they already draw your blood. So every time somebody died, they already knew who to kill to take your kidneys, your livers, your hearts, to save somebody else from higher that really needs your body parts. This game has been played around the world for so long, and they're still acting like they didn't even play a part of it. These people has joined around in round tables, confusing you, leading you on, but knowing they're orchestrating the deaths of a lot of people, sacrificing little girls and sacrificing boys, going into their buttholes, trying to strip them of the youth. They know these are ancient tactics, what people use, and they are written in the book. When you know rituals, they're written in these books, and some people use these rituals to break you. And once a woman or a boy is broken, especially a young girl, that she will start to feel empty inside, she will let men do anything that they want to do to her because she figured that she's pleasing them, because she has always felt weak from what was done to her. So she feel like she's no better. So she will allow another person to treat her this way because that's all she ever dealt with, people treating her this way. Sometimes she's been raped by her father, and her mother knew about it, and it broke her. What I sit here and tell you, rise, my sister, come out of that. Do not deal with their shame. Let them deal with their own shame. Do not blame them, because once you blame them, they take all your energy, and they survive, and you be broken, and then you will allow these men to do these things to you. The United States government knew exactly what it was done. That's why they allowed the abuse. That's why they covered up a lot of things that they knew what was being done. They allowed it to be done to break certain individuals. It's like a military tactic. When you go into the military tactic, they holler to try to break your spirits, where they control. Some they can control, and some they can't. So you got to understand what world we live in. And when they tamper with these boys, they try to steal the youth, the energy, to stay young. Because it was written in a book. I told you the 5 books they stole out of Egypt was how to govern people and how to use these rituals that they still use today. Sometimes they go in the grave sites with so many animals, slicing the throats of animals, trying to steal souls out the grave sites, but there's no souls there. The spirit is in the wind. They know exactly what they are doing, but they are foolish. The Father have seen all their works, what they are doing, trying to confuse the world with all they hate. But they can't get around for what they done. The Father has seen it. Remember, the ship with many eyes, them eyes all over. They have seen all things. The cherubim, the seraphim, they have seen all things. And they have been watching the whole world with all the confusion, and everything that you think you have hidden has already been seen. And every lie that you tried to throw has already been known about. You cannot hide anything no more. But a lot of y'all are still trying to hide your face. That's why I'm going to leave y'all in truth. The Father knows all things. Go to the Father for the message. Do not let man or woman tell you anything. Because most of these people are cross-dressers. And they breed more confusion. And they bring forth more hate. When the whole world is looking for justice.